As you know, the UK is currently in a lockdown, and this also affects AFTV. Most of our content for the next month will be done from home, apart from where we can't do it. Our watch-alongs will be operated in a reduced way, but hopefully it won't affect your content. Please enjoy our stuff over the next month and observe the lockdown rules.
Good evening and welcome to the pre-match build-up show with myself, Cecil G, and my guy, James B. And guess what? We're back in the building! Come on, I'm buzzing. So before we go ahead, we're following COVID protocols. As you can see, he's far away from me.
He can't kick me in the face.
So yeah, we're all good. It's nice and safe. There's, we're gonna have, between rooms we have our masks. So yes, we are following rules. We're glad to be here, because at home's a bit crazy with my tree in the background and sometimes the Wi-Fi.
That Christmas tree.
But we're back. Don Robbie's in the building as well. Before we get the questions asking, where is he? He's also here. But yeah, I'm buzzing to be back. We're going to break down what we think, Villa are going to do to us today, or what we're going to do to them, and plenty other things. Get your comments in, because we're back. Let's start. Let's go.
Yeah,
right,
let's get
into this. So we've got how Villa may line up. What do you think?
Yeah.
Let's have a look.
Well, I thought when we do these shows, we normally talk about us first and whatever we did in the last match, and then we'll talk about the opposition last thing. I thought Villa are a particularly interesting opposition because they got plenty of attacking talent. They can hurt us, not just on the break, but actually when they've got the ball and maybe keeping a bit of possession. So I don't really know what to expect from them. But I just wanted to take a little look at them. I mean, this is a projected 11, a potential Villa team. I wouldn't be surprised if they switched it up a little bit, but when you look at it, it's a good side. You can see why they won 4 games this season. You could see why, when they turn up the way they do, they beat Liverpool 7-2. Did you watch that game? I mean, that was mad.
It's unbelievable.
That was mad. And I don't know, I just look at this team and I think they've got a lot of danger men. I mean, just to highlight a couple of them here. I mean, we know Jack Grealish is the obvious one, and we're going to talk about him in more detail in a bit. But if it's Grealish not doing it, John McGinn, he's a good player, Ross Barkley, Ollie Watkins. I've not seen Bertrand Traore too much, but we know the reputation he's got. I believe he came not directly from Chelsea, but I think he was in the Chelsea Academy. Forgive me if I got the wrong one, but yeah, anyway. But you look at that and you think, they can really hurt you. And then they've got, decent fullbacks on the overlap. When you look at that, are you quite worried about them?
I think I've seen a lot of Grealish. Obviously, we've spoke about him. I've done a lot of research on him this week. Barkley, another one who I feel like is actually coming out of his shell and into the player that I thought he was going to be a long time ago, if I'm completely honest. But I feel like with Aston Villa's current form, his games that they play well in, he's been the shining light. And then Watkins, he can be dangerous. He could cause some problems today. But we should be winning this game. We should be winning this game. I believe, and that's no disrespect to Aston Villa, but I feel like we should be winning this game. And I said this to you. If we don't, the fans of other teams, after how celebrative we were when we beat United, they're going to come for us. So this is
we need to follow up that United win. It gets cemented as a great win if we then follow it up with the 3 points we should be getting. I mean, when I look at this Villa team, and I don't want to gas them up too much, but there are little things to notice, and one thing for me is their unpredictability. Watkins is a sort of player, he's got plenty of pace, he can get in behind, but he's also one who likes to drop in and hold the ball up. I've got a mate who's a massive Brentford fan, and when everyone was talking about Ben Rama, he was saying, no, it's Watkins. He's the guy who, you don't know what he's going to do, whether he's going to run in beyond, whether he's going to beat a few men, whether he's going to hold the ball up and come short and link play. He looks a really proper player. And Barkley's the same. He's the sort of player who, he likes to thread those passes and be quite neat, but he can hit them from distance. Jack Grealish, you don't know if he's going to occupy these areas or if he's going to come quite central to cause problems.
He plays like a kind of...
He's like a wide playmaker, if that makes sense.
Like a false 11 sort of role. I know it's not such thing, but
that's quite a good word, a false winger kind of thing.
He stays on, he's there, but he does drop in and he creates, I'm sure you all know, so he creates a lot of chances and can beat many a player, so.
Yeah, I just look at them and I think, actually, they can cause you different issues. They score goals from outside the box, they've shown this season they can do that, so is dropping off when they're attacking the best thing to do? I think we need to be super aggressive on the press today. But it's interesting, and obviously the guy that we are going to go into more detail about is Jack Grealish. Shall we do it?
Yeah, let's go into it. Before we move on, I'm just confused about, are they a pacey side? Do you think the in behind is gonna kill us there? Or do you think it'll be, like you said, you want the high press? And I feel like Arteta's trying to instill that. We saw that against Molde. They were out the cages, Arsenal. So I feel like, yeah, high press would be good, but I don't feel they have loads of pace in behind.
It's a good question.
I'll be intrigued to see.
It's a good question. Naturally, Grealish doesn't run in behind, but then 3 of his 4 goals, I think this is the correct stat, 3 of his 4 goals have come from inside the box.
Okay.
So he can do damage in those areas, you know, much closer to goal. He's quite clinical and he can spot movement. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting. Let's look at Jack Grealish.
Let's look at Grealish. Oh, here we go. It's the only one I'm feared about.
Basically, I just wanted to pick out his average positions for the 6 games Villa have played this season. Now, if you look at this first one out on the left, I believe this was when they beat Sheffield United 1-0 at home. If you look at Grealish and the positions, he's the highest player up the pitch.
Yeah.
He's getting into really, really advanced positions. But then you look at this next one where they beat Fulham away 3-0, and look how central he is. I mean, I know he's still hanging off to the left, but he's dropping quite deep to get the ball. Watkins is by far the furthest player up the pitch.
Yeah, and then
it flips again, and this is, I believe, the Liverpool 7-2 win. So the thing about Grealish is you go into these games and you're thinking, right, he's the player that we need to stop.
Yeah.
He's the player who, when he gets ticking, that's really when Villa are at their best.
Agreed.
But you're looking at it and you're thinking, but it's quite hard to prepare for where he's going to be. And if you look here, again, a very similar pattern. He's the highest player up the pitch here on the left. Here in the middle, he's not. And then he is once again in the next game. This is their 4-3 defeat to Southampton.
Yeah.
So actually, you don't really know which areas he's definitely going to pull up in the pitch.
11, that false winger. I'm coining.
You've invented a position. Football manager's going to take that from you.
The false 11.
I suppose what I want to ask by looking at this is, whose responsibility is it to stop Jack Grealish today?
Oh,
I know, so I put you on the spot a little bit there.
Question. Do you know? I don't. James, I'm going to be honest. This is one time I don't feel like I have the answer for that, because he finds himself in such good pockets of space, and like we can obviously put it down to the full back or the centre back to say that's your man, but I don't think he plays like that. I don't think he never plays up against a defender. He finds himself in pockets with his rolled down socks and does the drop the shoulder, and he moves around. He'll find it in between here, so it's going to cause us a problem. I feel like this is the only major problem, in my opinion, that we should be focused on is stopping Jack Grealish today. So
well, I think I agree with you. You know, how do you, like we just said, how do you prepare for Jack Grealish and the sort of positions he might pick up? Who do you naturally say, right, when he comes into these areas, it's who's going to deal with it? But I think we've got 2 potential players to look out for here. The first is El Neni, and the second is Hector Bellerin. Now, I think when I look at the roles that Mikel Arteta's been giving them in recent weeks, even in some of the home performances and stuff, I think it's naturally one of them 2 that's going to find themselves dealing with Grealish the most. So this is why. Let's go into it. So when we attack, we've seen all sorts of stuff. We've seen, if it's Granit Xhaka, we've seen him slot here. We've seen Kieran Tierney play left centre back and Saka go wide. We've seen all sorts of things, right? But we've also seen, most notably in that Sheffield United win, we've seen El Neni kind of come to right centre back sort of.
Yeah, well, he mirrors what they've been doing on the left, what Arsenal have been doing on the left.
He'll do
the sitting in and
absolutely, he'll do that sort of other side. We've even seen, if we just bring him in here, we all even saw Danny Ceballos kind of do that against Leicester. So when I look at this, why have I done that? Now I've got to find him. Got to find El Neni again. I think that is very much an area that I see El Neni defending very well and Grealish occupying a lot of.
Yeah.
I can naturally see, if we've got possession and they're trying to counter, I can naturally see it being El Neni. If he starts today and we go with this similar system, I could see him being the one who's going to stop the counter, get close to Grealish, press hard the pitch, make sure that he's not able to get the ball when that space opens up.
Yeah, and Partey normally, when this happens, Partey normally just sits in front, doesn't he? Because once it breaks down, that's what they were doing against United. They were just literally shadowing each other.
Yeah.
And it works so well. I hope to see them both start today.
Partey's very good at covering lots of space like that. But the other one to speak about is Bellerin, who I mentioned. The reason being is let's say, you know, Saka's going wide and El Neni is actually taking up quite a central area with Partey, typically the link man to the right wing has been Bellerin playing in this sort of inverted wing back where basically he'll provide a link from, if we just draw it here, from Holding to Willian, or maybe into some of the more central areas, but really he's there to be that link from defence out to the right wing, whether it's Willian, Pepe, whoever. And once again, as I said before, I think Bellerin, if we just change the colour, could find himself in this space here, naturally having to deal with Grealish and the areas that he comes into.
Yeah.
So I don't think it'll be Holding who's pressing up so much, maybe, or Luiz, or whoever our centre-back's going to be with Gabriel. Yeah, it could be them, there's definitely an argument for it. I think if we are going to be on the front foot a lot of this game, we're going to see El Neni dropping in, or we're going to see Bellerin playing as the inverted wing-back, in which case one of them will have to deal with Grealish on the counter.
Interesting. Yeah, okay, that's a big point, and hopefully, well, we should be able to stop him. I believe we can with the team we have. Depends who Arteta starts. But let's take some comments. Guys, get your comments in. Give us your score predictions as well to start with. We also have the big budget today. We've got the big screen, so we can build your 11s, but we'll wait till the end. So don't start sending them in yet, because they won't get made until towards the end. We got Partey will boss Barkley and Grealish. That is from Daniel Costa.
Big job.
Big job. I mean, I feel...
He looks a superstar, doesn't he?
Yeah, I feel like he has to be very physical today. And I'm not saying that he hasn't been previously, but I feel like today, just to set the precedent early doors, has to be physical, especially with Grealish, just to say, listen...
High press, win the ball back early.
Yeah, and stop them, and completely stop them. We've got... Oh, we're just going through... So, people are saying Farte or Farteta. Rick Sanchez, Jackie Shroof says Farteta. A lot of Farteta, a lot of that. Okay, that's very odd. GP says Partey and Gabriel will pocket Grealish. Mad. So that's everyone's just saying we have the firepower basically to stop Grealish. Now I'm not saying Grealish is the next Messi or anything. So I know we're heavily focused on him, but I do believe he's the most dangerous player within the Aston Villa squad.
We looked at the stats preview show, right, and we saw the numbers for Grealish. They don't lie. He ranks first in almost every important attacking element to Villa's game. You know, if you stop him, I believe you stand a really good chance of stopping Villa. Yes, of course they got more players. Of course, we just said McGinn, Barkley, Watkins are unpredictable. But Grealish is the main man, and I think it's right to point out that we need to find a system that when we press allows us to naturally defend those spaces that Grealish can be really successful in.
Okay, right, that's very, very well said, James, to be honest. I got one question from a Villa fan who's in the comments. His name is Stealth786. He says, Villa fan here, who's your biggest threat? Now, I think we have quite a few at the moment. In my opinion, well, Partey, I know I'm not saying he's Partey scoring the goals, but he's definitely a driving force in creating our chances and breaking up play. Someone I think Villa should worry about. Aubameyang. I mean,
you're going with Aubameyang.
Come on.
Aubameyang, this is the sort of games he loves. I could see him, if he just picks up those good space in front of goal, we know he can. But for me, the one who's just lit up our season for me is Bukayo Saka. I mean,
I should have really said
he's been linked from defence to attack. He's been class. I mean, big up Saka. He's been superb, and he's playing loads of different roles: left back, left wing back, centre mid, sort of number 10 sometimes left wing, right wing. He's doing it all, and he never looks like he's struggling to adapt to the new role. So yeah, he's been nothing short of class.
Okay, from one youngster to another. Joe Willock.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Willock. Come on.
You love this guy.
Oh my God. I have the same, I like seeing new talent. Well, not new talent, he's not new talent, but like someone who's on form, especially a young player. And I heavily want him to start today. I want him to get his Premier League debut. Obviously, I love Saka as well. I think he, like you just mentioned there, he has been, his maturity in his play, he's been like the driving force of the success at the moment for Arsenal, I believe, because he's been defending really well and creating our chances going forward. So yeah, but Willock, it's his day today. I hope he starts. This is me. We don't know yet, but Arteta again. If you're watching, please start Willock. I think he deserves it on merit alone. I believe he deserves to start today. And I did predict 2-1 that we'd win today, and I think Aubameyang and Willock may get a debut goal. If he plays, he may not. But that's my prediction. Right, let's talk.
Well, so I know you love Willock.
Oh.
I love him too. But what I wanted to ask...
I don't know where he could fit into this.
Right. And this was the thing, right? Because you've been waxing lyrical about him. Get Willock in the team. I love Willock. He's got to play. And I'm like, all right.
Yeah, I killed myself.
Who are you dropping?
No, do you know what?
And that's where, because I remember Willock played really well against Dundalk and then didn't even make the matchday squad
Yeah, I know.
against United.
Yeah.
So that's the level we're talking here.
But I kind of understand that.
I get it too.
But I feel like this game,
yeah.
and considering the last game he played against Mulder, I feel like he's definitely deserved the right to be on the bench minimum. But
well, let's do it. Who?
No,
go on.
I can't. This one I can't do right now. But I can do my formation.
Because you had Saka at left back. You dropped in.
Yeah.
You had Saka at left back. Should we draw it?
Okay, let's do it.
This is what you said to me downstairs.
Yeah.
You wanted Saka left back.
Partey and El Neni in the 2.
Yeah.
Defensive midfielders.
Yep, and you wanted
Willock
in the 10.
Yeah, guys, please let me know. Do you agree? I think this is perfect. Oh, I put Louise instead of Holding. That's my 11.
Right, let's take him out.
Here we go.
There we go.
Simple. This is what we're going to do for you guys later. We're going to build your 11. But tell me this is not a strong side. Everyone watching, comments, let me know. Tell me this is not a strong side. Tell me this is not a strong side.
No, it's a good side.
Yeah, this is what I think. On merit
Dropping
alone.
Tierney's a bit harsh.
Yeah, okay, I haven't got an answer for that. But Saka has to play. He has to play.
Let's open this back up.
He has to play.
When I look at it, Willock can play
Where
basically in one of these positions. You either play him as a 10 and you change your system.
I don't think he's a 10 player, but yeah.
Or he plays instead of El Neni, but with a lot more basically license to get forward into the box. And, basically plays more of a box-to-box. El Neni, for all his brilliance, he's very good at dominating the central of midfield. With Willock, you're getting a completely different player. I wonder whether he can play. Can you have, for example, Saka, Partey and Willock? Saka's playing a link man. He's going out wide a lot. He's getting up the pitch. Can you have Willock as well? Now, I know some people are going to say, of course you can, why not? But only sides who are great going forward, like City back in the day had David Silva and De Bruyne, were able to play two creative midfielders because Fernandinho was so strong as that defensive midfielder.
True.
And I'm not saying Partey can't do that, but I suppose what I'm trying to say is, you can't just click your fingers and go, all right, you know what, El Neni out, where is he? And Joe Willock in, and boom, there you go, just do it. Like, it's not...
You can't do that.
You can't just click your fingers and do that, because then you're left with only 3, if we get them here, naturally defensive, they're big circles, but naturally
defensive players.
Naturally defensive players. So I don't know if I feel comfortable with that.
I don't either. That's a risk. I think that's in the mid. We'd lose. That sounds harsh. We'd lose a battle in midfield. Whoa. I think we'd lose a battle in midfield. Maybe not against Villa, but if it was going forward to play other teams,
there may be a discipline issue there.
Yeah.
What I could see a little more easily is this. I could see Ceballos coming into midfield with Willock as well, and Partey as the DM. And basically, Ceballos is a little more naturally disciplined than Partey. Willock or Saka. Yeah. So I could see Ceballos more sort of naturally maybe sitting in while Willock goes into those 10 spaces. That's something I could see.
Yeah.
And we'll go into Ceballos in a sec because he's got some very impressive defensive numbers. But this is where I think Willock's got it hard. Yes, he's playing really well against Mulder and Dundalk. Yes, he's taking his opportunities. But I think you're asking Arteta to actually really quite change his system and his way of playing to accommodate for Willock, if you get what I'm saying. Because the other thing you have, if we just go through this once more...
Go on. Would you drop El Neni for Ceballos?
Yeah, I would. For Villa at home, I would, yeah. Yeah, I would. I think Ceballos has more natural attacking guile than El Neni, so yeah.
Okay.
But this is another thing we've seen. We've seen our wing back push on and Xhaka move to left centre back. And then you're asking the question, well then do you trust Joe Willock to be one of these two? Now, I'm not saying I don't. I'm not saying I don't at all. But these are the questions Arteta's got to ask himself.
Okay.
It's not as easy as just saying, like, I feel like I'm attacking
Yeah,
you.
no,
Sorry.
no, this is fine. This is what we should be doing. I believe, I trust Willock in that. From what I've seen, and especially, I'm not going to say especially against Villa, but from what I've seen, I feel like Willock could, definitely today, could do that role. Having these two, Willock and Partey, just in the defensive side, doing that, I feel like he could do it. But I suppose there's a difference of opinion, but I don't...
No, Philly, but okay. But if you're asking me to, let's open this back up. If you're telling me Willock has to play, what is your starting 11? Then it's this. And everyone bear with me 2 seconds while I build it.
I'm going to read some comments while you do that.
You do it.
Someone said Fulu Karawi says midfield of Willock, Partey and Ceballos.
Willock, Partey, Ceballos is exactly what I'm about to build.
Okay.
So
Adam O says, I agree. Partey, El Neni, Willock. But he said leave in Tierney. He did say that. But yeah, he agrees with my Partey, El Neni and Willock. Yeah.
That's it. This is how I squeeze them in. If I have to play Willock, I'm playing in with Partey, Ceballos. I'm not dropping Saka. I chuck him to the left and I sacrifice Lacazette.
Aubameyang down the middle. We know it's not.
I know, but I'm just saying if I have to play him, that's what I do.
Okay.
That's what I do. Or
we all want Aubameyang down the middle, but me and James both agree. I don't think Arteta is trying to do that. I really feel like he's pushing for Lacazette to stay in the middle, have Aubameyang out on the left. From everything we've seen so far.
Or I do that. Or I bring Saka in to the right and then Lacazette, then Aubameyang on the left. But this is what I'm saying, and this is the reason why I really want to talk about this today. Because I see a lot of fans on Twitter saying, start Willock. And remember, 3 weeks ago, they weren't screaming for Willock to start. Or it's start Partey, Ceballos and Xhaka together. Do this, do that. Play Saka in the middle. Play Aubameyang down the middle. We've heard fans cry for all sorts and everything, right?
Yeah.
But the reality is, I just want to depict why these things aren't as easy for Arteta. Because when you're bringing in a player like Willock into your midfield, for all his brilliance, for everything he offers, I think you're asking Arteta to actually really change the system quite a lot. Personally, people might look at it and go, "You're talking rubbish."
No,
you're not changing a lot.
No,
but I disagree. I think it would be quite a change to the natural roles and system that the team has been deploying recently. Just my opinion. We'll talk about Ceballos in a sec if you want to take more comments or whatever. But
let's look at some comments. I'm deducing everything you just said. I'm trying to take it all in. Because you're making me question my theory, but I just... no. But let's take some comments.
It's good to argue the other side.
Kevin Kelly says, don't play Xhaka. Well, he's not on... Yeah,
I'm not personally, but I wouldn't be surprised if he did play.
So, I don't want him to start, unfortunately. We've got Tears of Disgust. Saka, Oba, Pepe should be obvious.
Saka, Oba, Pepe.
Is he saying for the front three?
Yeah, for the front three.
Should be obvious. Don't know about that. I don't know about.
It's not like that's not a front three I'd be disappointed to see. I'm just not convinced that Pepe's doing enough right now. But I'm not convinced that Willian is either. Yeah. And actually, you've not got Willian in that. So yeah.
The big debate this week has been Pepe or Willian. Yeah. So guys, I'm seeing a lot of comments already. PKD Football says Willian for Pepe. There's a big injustice here. Shane McLean says Saka left wing, Aubameyang down the middle, Pepe on the right wing. People, we've got Anas Ibrahim says Pepe deserves to play.
But here you go. Look how much fans are disagreeing.
There's so many.
With selection decisions.
Yeah, Daniel Baden says Pepe. Dylan Fernando says he deserves bench. Do you know what? Right, let's move on. You guys keep debating about the Willian and Pepe thing. I'm going to keep pushing for Willock, hopefully, to be starting today.
Oh, I'd love to see it. But
we'll get into...
There's another man who deserves mentioning.
Yeah, let's get into this one.
Dani Ceballos.
I
think Ceballos is a really interesting discussion. And this is why. If we just get up my trusty little graphics.
He splits opinion.
So these were his results versus Mulder. Now, of course, here comes
it was only Mulder.
The prefix, if that's the word. It was only Mulder. Fine. They actually proved they're a decent side the other night. What I found really interesting was how Ceballos was playing in the middle against Mulder, and he was the defensive barrier. He was also the one who, when there was a bit of space to run into, he would make that movement. But look here, possession gained, he was first 12 times. I believe he was by quite a distance first as well.
Yeah.
Interceptions first with only 3. Tackles second. Touches second with 85. Xhaka had the most. Passes second with 75. Xhaka had the most there. And passes in the opposition half second as well with Xhaka. I guess what I'm trying to ask is, when you watch Ceballos, what is he? What's his best? And by the way, I don't mean that in a critical way.
Yeah.
I love Dani Ceballos.
Yeah.
Quick little story for you. I was in Italy. I was on a lovely holiday, and it was the Euros under 21s. And this was only summer last year, 2019. And I was there with my girlfriend. We were like, right, let's get tickets. Let's go. We were in Bologna. We went to see Spain, Italy. And he scored a goal. It was very Coutinho-esque. He got it on the edge of the area and he curled it into the far corner. And I was looking at this guy thinking, he was their creative outlet. He was the link. He was the danger man. He was also the one coming deep and showing silky feet and good skill to get them out of tight situations. They ended up losing the game. But he was class, and they won the under-21 tournament.
Yeah.
And he was their talisman throughout it. And since he's come to Arsenal, he's thrived in more defensive areas, which really surprised me. I thought he could be that kind of attacking midfielder of a midfield 3. What do you think he is? What do you see in him?
That surprises you, but that annoys me.
Why does it annoy you?
It annoys because, like, when we get players, it's not even a selfish fan thing. It's like we assume them to be something that I think the club also probably assumes. So I expect Dani Ceballos to be the link, the creative player, like you saw rapping it maybe in the top corner. That's what I thought he was going to come in and do and be the creative outlet. But like you just proving them stats there, he does a lot of the defensive work, which in my opinion, it helps the team, but I don't really want him to be doing. So I am quite disappointed at the moment in Dani Ceballos. I'm going to be honest.
Really? Are you disappointed in him or the way he's being used?
See.
That was the midfield 3 against Mulder.
Yep.
And it was very much Ceballos as the deeper. Now, I'm not disappointed in Dani. I'm going to disagree with you here because he's been asked to do something that it looks like doesn't naturally come to him, which is the defensive side of the game. And he's doing it really, really well, and his numbers show it. I'm just surprised. Like, why is Xhaka from here dictating the play? We know from the left-hand side, we know we're very left-heavy.
Yeah.
Why is he doing that when, for me, it's Ceballos who I think can have more of an impact?
Exactly. So they should be swapped. So this is what I'm saying. I mean, I guess that's a disagreement to Arteta, but I don't know.
So are we blaming Arteta? Like,
Yeah.
is there even a problem here? Are we just talking for no reason?
Xhaka is lost here. This is not his role. I don't know. Whatever Arteta tried to do in training that week or whatever he had planned, I've seen enough of Xhaka to know this is not where his best position, and it's not going to benefit him and his attributes to better the team. Ceballos, I know there's somewhere in him he can do the creative outlet. Like you've seen it when you watched him. So, and I know I've seen enough of his ability that he should be there, doing that side, and Xhaka should be here. I don't know what the thought process was there. That's why, and I'm.
Well, the thing that winds me up a little bit, but this goes back to what we were saying about Willock and how Arteta has a very particular system in how he wants to build from the back. With this midfield 3 in that exact shape, with Xhaka on the left, Ceballos as the base, and Willock, what you get, if I just grab it here, you get Xhaka very much hugging this space.
Yeah.
That's what he does. He'll get the ball in those areas and try link up play and play forward passes. But if you swap him around, I believe you get more of this. You get Ceballos hugging more of this space and getting into those. So even though all you've done is swap sides, swap them in the midfield 3, I just think they naturally think of holding different positions, and maybe there are passes into, if we just change the colour there are more natural passing lanes into Ceballos who can get the ball into more creative and threatening areas. I just don't think he's being asked to do that. Not having to go Arteta here. I thought this was an interesting topic of conversation because I'm looking at Ceballos, I'm going, you're doing really well. Like, he's playing well, but just not in the system we thought he would, not in the role we expected him to.
Do you think he played well against Dundalk?
Mulder, you mean?
No, I think.
I think he came on against Dundalk.
And SK Rapid. Rapid VN. When I watched,
I can't remember if he played against Leicester.
I'm
not sure if he did.
Oh.
But it was against Leicester he struggled.
Yeah, okay.
Leicester at home was the game he struggled in.
There was some
And again, he was being asked
terrible.
to pick up the ball in these areas here. You know, basically, we were getting up the pitch, and he's meant to get the ball in this area here and try and make something happen. So, look, he's an interesting one.
Yeah.
The reason I'm bringing him up is I'm looking at a player who I'm thinking, you're doing really well at what you're being asked to do, but I think we're slightly limiting him. But I think that maybe with time we'll open up and we'll see him getting into more threatening areas. Maybe with Partey now being brought in, El Neni finding form. Obviously, Jack is a more defensive player. But yeah, I just thought that was worth mentioning.
I kind of think that ruins players, them playing in positions and getting asked to do things that they don't want to do. I think that ruins players. Obviously, some of the elite players can adapt to what a manager wants. That's how you can sustain a career in football. But I feel like you've got to play the player to their best attributes. But we're going to move on. Before we move on, do you think he'll start today?
Ceballos, yes, I do. I thought he was really good against Mulder. I think he's our more naturally creative player of all our midfield options. I'm not saying Willock's a goal-scoring threat, but I think Ceballos is naturally a bit more creative. So I think this is a game to play in personally.
Okay, let's get into it then. Let's see your starting 11, James. Let's build up. Whilst James is building his starting 11 and showing us.
Do you want to take some comments?
Yeah, we'll take some comments. And then you guys start getting in your starting 11s that you think Arteta will start or you want to see today, and we'll build them after my 11. We've kind of done my 11 actually, so it might have to be after yours.
Well, we'll do this and we can build fans. But just trying to find everyone now.
We've got Barrister Shah says Partey, El Neni, Willock. Thank you very much. Agree with me? I agree so. Oh, hello again. That's a cool name. Yeah, Partey, El Neni and Ceballos. There's split decisions across the board here. Yeah. Let's see this one. Bear with me. It's DOT. Says Willock, Partey and El Neni. That's exactly what I want. Midfield shuffle over and fullback drop into midfield when Willock pushes forward. Yes, I agree with that as well. So basically, Arsenal always do it. They drop what we just spoke about. They drop a midfielder into the back line. But they're saying Partey or El Neni should do that and let Willock continue to push forward. Right.
So this is my team.
Right.
So let's highlight the obvious, the notable decisions. I've gone for Luiz over Holding. Reason being, I think Luiz, in a game like today, you want Luiz's experience on the counter and whatever Villa might throw the other way. I think you want someone who's kind of used to dealing with these things. Rob Holding, if there's one criticism you could say, is that he struggles when he's run at, when space opens up.
Oh, yeah.
He's much better compact, defending tight spaces.
I'm
not saying Luiz is better at this. In fact, I don't think there's much difference. I think Luiz is a bit more of experienced head, but also the big thing I want from him.
He passes forward.
It's his passing range. He just finds those spaces all the time.
Yep.
I think that was key against Leicester in that first half. That was a lot of our best opportunities and the best spaces and angles we made came from Luiz's passing range. I'd want to see more of that. Who else have I got? I've got Willock. I think this is the game from him. I've got Ceballos and I've got Partey, who I want defending this area, while the other two are just a little bit more creative. Ceballos is a bit more disciplined, as we mentioned before. Probably more disciplined in that area than someone like Saka might be. But I think that will complement what Willock can give you going forward down the other end when he's bursting forwards, playing that box to box, trying to get in the ball, trying to overlap, whatever he might do. That's my midfield three. And then I know it's not going to happen because he wants a sort of a complete number 9 who can drop in. But I'd have Willian on the left, Saka on the right, and Aubameyang up front.
Yeah, I very much doubt we'll see this, but
I doubt it too. It's just what I'd like to see.
It'd be nice. It'd be lovely. It would be nice to see Aubameyang. And do you think he'll ever even try Aubameyang down the middle this whole season?
I actually think he will. I think he will. I mean, the longer Lacazette I thought did well at Old Trafford, but the longer he goes without scoring, and also the longer Aubameyang goes without finding his natural goal-scoring threat.
Yeah.
Because let's face it, he's not looked at his best at the moment, Aubameyang. He's looked good. He's done what's been asked of him. But I think you'd start thinking, maybe, you know, I've got this guy who we know can bang goal after goal down the middle. Why are we not putting him in central areas more often? So, yeah, yeah, that'd be my 11. Should we build some?
Let's build some fans. Right, guys, I'm just going to do a little disclaimer. It's very loud. People, the DTs are probably there in the building, so we'll be panning over to them soon. They're here. You can probably hear them. If you can't hear them, they're here. I just want to say before we build your fan 11s, thank you so much for staying loyal to this show, the pre-match build-up show. Obviously, we was at home. We couldn't build your 11s, but now we're back. We can do that, and we can pick them apart. So let's start with you, Maze. He's got my ideal team is Leno in goal.
Yep.
Centre backs Gabriel and Holding.
Cool. Let's put Holding in there.
Full backs Bellerin and Tierney.
Yep.
Yep. Midfield Partey, Ceballos and El Nene.
Cool.
Then
El Nene rewarded for his performance at Old Trafford.
Yep. And then we've got right wing Pepe, up top Aubameyang, left wing Saka. I like that. Apart from Pepe, which,
that's a good team.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be disappointed with seeing that.
That seems strong. I mean, there's not really much you can really pick apart there. I feel like El Nene and Partey would do the sweeping of the midfield, and then Ceballos again will be the creative.
This is a formation that, as we mentioned, might allow Ceballos to get more into these areas
Which
where
is
he can
what
be a
I'd
bit
wanna
more
see.
threatening.
Yeah.
So I think if Partey and El Nene do start with Ceballos, then you've definitely got an attacking midfielder who's capable of, has the licence to be a bit more dangerous. So yeah, thanks for sending that in. That's
no
good.
Worries. Let's do 2 more. I just had one from probably not the real one, but I think I might have lost it. Jadon Sanchez. I might have lost it. Sorry, Jadon. Let's build. Hold on. I've got another one. Here we go. So we've got. I've done follow before already. He's had a comment. Here we go. XD Coke says Leno, Bellerin, Holding, Gabriel and Tierney. Yep. Partey, El Nene and Willock.
Partey, El Nene and Willock. Interesting.
Oh, that's front 3 though.
Go on.
Pep, I'm assuming on the...
Pepe.
Aubameyang down the middle and then Saka on...
Cool. So it's one change. Willock for Ceballos.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
we said that if Willock's going to get forward, you're going to need discipline behind him, and he definitely got that with Partey and El Nene. So, yeah, good side.
Yeah, I also feel like, we'll do one more before we go. I feel like Willian today will start over Pepe. As much as Pepe has all the ability, I feel like Arteta's going to go with Willian. I think he trusts him.
Yeah, that's the word. I think it's the trust.
It's the trust.
Thing, yeah.
Even in the press conference, I don't know if you guys heard in the press conference, he was like, consistency.
Yeah.
He literally, as soon as the
asked about Pepe,
as soon as the reporter said it,
yeah.
And so I can tell it's one of his pet peeves. So I feel like he will put Willian for that. Last one, Jamie Atkins. My team is 4-3-3, which is what we have up here. Leno, Gabriel,
Gabriel.
Leno, Bellerin, Luis, Gabriel, Tierney. I think
Cool.
we've got that. Oh no.
Yeah. Cool. Luis is in.
And then Partey, Willock, and El Nene. And then Willian, Aubameyang, and then Nketiah.
Oh wow. Okay.
Different.
So he's gone for.
I think Nketiah.
By the way, I wouldn't. This is a very Arteta front 3. This is the sort of thing I see him doing. Nketiah works really hard. Might drop in. Might link the play. Willian he clearly trusts.
Yeah.
And Aubameyang on the left he loves doing. This might well be the 11. I'd be surprised. I think Lacazette will start.
But Nketiah may make an appearance.
And I don't think Nketiah's doing enough right now to deserve a start.
Agreed.
But that's not a criticism. I think he's maybe struggling from what Pepe is, which is sort of in and out the team, few sub appearances, playing against weaker opposition in the Europa League. But then when they're getting their chance, are they really doing enough? No. I know Nketiah's scoring a few goals, but I'm just not seeing enough to displace Lacazette or really to displace Willian yet. But
that's it. Well,
we'll see. But yeah,
listen,
good 11.
So, that's all from us. I want to say thank you for, like I said, staying tuned to the pre-match build-up show. We're here every match day. We're going straight from this live over to the starting 11 for today's game, and then we'll go straight into the watch-along. I mean, well, where else do you want to be apart from with us? So thank you for watching. Myself, Cecil G, James B. We'll see you in a second.
Welcome back here on AFTV. We are building up to the game. Aston Villa visiting the Emirates to take on the Arsenal. It's a big game tonight. If we win the game, it shoots us right up the table just before the international break, but it'll be a tough game. Remember, Aston Villa, a few games back, put 7 past Liverpool. Remember that game, right? And they got Jack Grealish, who's been on form, although they have been pretty poor in their last couple of games. We are waiting for the team to come out. Desperately awaiting the team. It's going to be really interesting. There's been a lot of debate going on in here. DT's coming. He reckons he knows the team, right? Like he did in the last game where he got it completely wrong.
No, I didn't.
But,
I always have to come up with some lies constantly. I never said the team.
Are you calling me a liar?
Yeah, I am.
Are you?
Yes,
you
I
have
am. And I'm saying it live.
Oh, what kind of things are
Hello?
How could you?
Come to
Me,
our
am I
house.
lying?
I'm your witness, Robbie. I'm really
Right,
witness.
thank you.
Just saying. I'm just a
You know
witness.
for a fact I never said
I'm the
team
judge.
last
I just
time.
know. I just making judgment. I mean, like, and you're guilty. You know what I mean? Like, it's just saying.
I
Like,
never said anything about the lineup in the last game.
come on, district. Hey,
Right, you know what? We're looking forward to the game today. Really are looking forward to it. It's the goalkeeper derby, as I said it the other day. Of course,
Just Willian starting.
Emi Martinez.
He's starting it?
Now he's been telling us he's coming, and he said to us, "Guys, Willian's starting. I've got news for you, lot. Willian's
Worst
starting."
impression.
Right?
who told you? Who told
Right, that's what he said. But then you go on Twitter. And it's all over Twitter.
It's all over Twitter.
Yeah,
okay.
it's all
And
over Twitter.
His
that Willian started.
his second big statement was Leno starting. That was his second one. Like, just saying, like,
The source is Twitter.
sources Twitter.
So, you know, looking forward to seeing what that team's going to be. In the midfield, guys, right, that's the area. Do you reckon we should go 3 in the midfield or stick with the same formation that we played against Man United? I've heard these guys discussing it. What do you reckon, Lee?
Yeah, we're at home today. I think we've got to go more attacking midfield. So for me, it'll be Partey and O'Neill. I might think that maybe Willian going there. If not, Ceballos. That's what I will go with.
Okay.
Willian
Okay.
the man today. Back
3?
Yeah.
3 in the midfield?
Yeah, I think it's got to be a 3. I can see, we discussed it earlier, we both want to see Willock because he just gives you something different. in that
Yeah,
midfield.
because Willock scores goals.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, you know, I mean, I know a lot of people are shouting there for Ceballos.
He's in the squad.
Willock scores goals.
He's in the squad.
Yeah, all right.
I'm just saying, Joe Willock's in the
Well
squad.
done. Yeah, I mean,
Willian
great spot.
starting.
Great spot, right?
Great spot. What do you think? I've got a pair of binoculars over to the Emirates. Do you know what I mean? He's been with me. He's literally just been with me for the last hour, and yet he thinks that I must have miraculously escaped and disappeared down
Because
to the
you've been
Emirates.
looking on Twitter.
I ain't been looking on anything. You just asked to look on my phone, and I was on
accounts
Instagram.
where they've been saying Willian starting.
All right,
and
you
you've
know
got-
for a fact I was
you
just
know,
on Instagram.
Even I'm looking on Twitter here. There's this guy here, AFC Newsroom. Willian starts.
Well, that's good.
There was AFC
He's obviously
stuff.
watching the show.
Willian starts. Huh?
He's obviously watching the show.
No, you be watching them.
Why am I watching any of them? Behave yourself, man.
Well, we're going to find out in a minute's time what the team is, right? And it's a tough game. Make no mistake about it. Every time we've played these guys, they've given us a tough game. So, you know, and they've had a couple of defeats
Beat us
in the
last
last
time.
couple. It'll be a tough game, won't it? I
Yeah,
saw
yeah,
that
yeah.
stat you was putting up earlier about how they always give us a tough game.
Yeah. They've got I think only United, City, and Chelsea have a better record at the Emirates than Villa, which isn't great.
And you remember last season,
Well, it's unbelievable.
you know,
isn't it?
yeah, we weren't great against them at home, and they beat us away.
Yeah.
We had a man sent off at home.
Yeah, 10
Yeah.
wasn't it? We was losing at half time, weren't we? Making
Well,
half time.
1-0 and 2-1 we were losing.
I do
Aubameyang
fancy
scored.
us tonight, though. I do fancy
Yeah.
us.
After the games we've been playing and the form
Yeah,
we're in,
I mean,
expect-
after
I
last
expect to
week,
win.
We
you
said
know,
that before Leicester.
Do you know what? I had
Anyway,
no expectations.
the team is up.
the team is out.
Right,
I need to hear Will. Come on.
right.
Can you tell me if Willian
Right.
started?
Wait a minute. So what was your team again? You said you knew
I
the
can't
team.
remember.
What was your team
I
again?
can't remember top of my
What
head.
was your
I
team
remember
again?
Willian starting.
And what else did you
And
say?
Joe Willock's in the squad.
Ceballos is starting.
Leno's in goal.
Yeah,
can't
no,
remember
you
much.
before you
Anyway.
anyway. You see the energy of this guy. Before we came in here, you gave us a complete 11. Why are you looking on your phone?
I'm not looking at my phone.
thinks he's slipping.
Right, let me give you the team. Leno in goal.
Told you.
Holding.
Told you.
Gabriel. No, you said David Luiz.
No, I didn't.
You said David Luiz.
Have you got it on camera?
You said David Luiz.
Do you have it on camera?
Anyway.
Do you have it on
Oh,
camera?
you're a slippery fish, you
Holding.
are.
Do you have it on camera?
Leno,
Exactly.
let me give him
You
the
lot
team. Let me
setting
give
me
him the
up,
team.
man. Don't buy into
Holding,
this,
Gabriel, Tierney, Bellerin, Partey, El Neni, Saka, Willian, Lacazette and Aubameyang.
Told you.
No,
And then on the
Ceballos.
bench is Runarsson, Maitland-Niles, David Luiz, Xhaka, Ceballos, Pepe and Nketiah.
Where's
So
Willian?
there you go. So where's Willian? He said Willian was in the
He
squad.
must have just turned up then.
Yet again, you get it completely wrong.
Willock must have just turned
That
up.
is
Well, you're still
basically,
saying HP, that's all I'm saying.
Hey, my starting 11 got
basic,
right.
basically though, that's the same team
I'm
as
sorry,
what
but
played
I'm
at
not
Old
happy about
Trafford.
that. I think that Joe Willock was in the team.
Isn't it? That's the
He
same
was in
team as
squad.
Old Trafford.
Maybe he
Yeah.
just turned up.
We said it after the Dundalk game. Willock did really well, then didn't make the matchday squad.
Yeah, I
but
said
that
it-
just
I
shows
said-
you sort of some of the options we have and how
said
much work
today.
he's got to do.
Yeah.
I thought he might have made it. I thought he might have been, and I've also thought he might have gone with a 3 in midfield. But then I guess he may be slightly worried about their midfield because that is their strength. Grealish.
It's the exact same 11.
John
Man
McGinn.
United. It's unchanged.
Ross Barkley.
It's the same, exact same 11, which is not what you said.
It was what I said.
Lee,
No, you actually said Ceballos and you did say David
what?
Luiz
You
would
said
be playing.
Ceballos was
I'm
in
not
the
having
game.
this.
You said Ceballos.
I'm genuine, right?
That's what I said.
I'm not having none of this.
What's in the story?
I said Ceballos. He said Ceballos, didn't he?
He did say Ceballos and he said David Luiz.
And you said David Luiz.
These two, I
surprised
swear
he
to
didn't go
God,
with
yeah,
David Luiz, actually.
do not pay any attention. These two
I
are
don't
the
know, you
most
can sit there and
corrupt
lie like that.
people I've ever seen in my life. Look at the grin on your face.
Oh, no,
and
I'm
you,
totally
I'm going to
shocked
stamp
by
on
it.
your
I
toe.
don't know, don't say it on the toe. That's it.
I'm not having none of this.
Got
Anyway, you know what? I've got a head-to-head for you, DT, that will interest you. This is a head-to-head of the goalkeepers, which of course is Leno and Martinez.
I'm off.
Right. The head-to-head is Leno's made 7 appearances. Martinez has made 6. Clean sheets, Leno?
Don't know.
2. Clean sheets for Martinez?
Don't know.
3.
Couldn't give a shit. Yeah,
In
no
less
Arsenal
games.
keeper.
Saves made by Leno 18. Martinez has made 20. Goals conceded by Leno 7. Goals conceded by Martinez
9.
More.
9.
Yeah.
Clearances by Leno 5. Clearances by Martinez
Don't know. You're asking me like I know.
0. So the head-to-head favours Leno, you could say.
Although goals given away.
Although
Don't say
there's
that
been
stat, does
more clean sheets.
Doesn't say that stat. Though,
More
does it?
clean sheets, and then I've got another one here as well, which has got the starting 11, which also has a starting 11, of course, for Aston Villa, which is Martinez, Ngoyo, Cash, Target, Mings, Douglas Luiz in midfield, very good midfielder, Grealish, Trezeguet, McGinn, Ross Barkley, and Ollie Watkins. So that's a pretty strong team.
Good team.
I've got another head-to-head here. This is the head-to-head which features Aubameyang and Grealish. Sorry, no, it features Arsenal at Aston Villa, should I say. Coming up on the screen now. We've played 7 games, they've played 6. We've got 4 wins, so have they. They've got 4 wins. Goals scored, we've scored 9, they've scored 15. Of course, they've scored those 7 against Liverpool. Shots, we've had 46 shots. How many shots do you reckon they've had, Lee?
More.
I bet not as much. No, about 45.
67.
Told you.
Yeah.
Shows their attacking intent.
Yeah.
One thing
We've
that our
conceded
attacking
7
is
goals,
really
they've
bad.
conceded 9 goals.
They've
So,
conceded 7 in the last 2.
yeah, it has been really in the last 2. that they've
4
been-
against Southampton.
Yeah.
Look at the defence Leno had to face last season in front of him before Mikel come in.
And just going back
No
to our
excuses.
team again, just looking at our
7 goals
formation.
conceded.
Looking at our formation, it's the same as we said as last week. Leno in goal with a back 3 of
My
Tierney,
goalkeeper.
Gabriel and Holding, Mohamed El Neni and Partey in midfield, and then Saka, Bellerin, the 2 wing backs, Aubameyang and Willian with Lacazette down the middle. It's interesting that he's gone with the same team, but I think maybe he is a little bit concerned about their
Cautious, isn't he?
midfield.
A bit cautious.
Yeah.
Also, at the same time, maybe it's just rewards for the performance against Man United.
If it's not broke, don't fix it. I think he's thinking in his head. But
Maybe there is that sense of that.
Maybe. It's
They
a different
put that
task, though,
performance
isn't
in.
it?
Yeah, it could get found out. I think it could get found out, personally. I thought he would have put Louise in. I'm very surprised they put David Louise in.
No, he's trusted it. He's put his faith in the players that done a job for him last week when he needed it. And he was under a lot of pressure last week, going into that Man United game.
100%.
Everyone talking about 3 games defeat, etc., etc. No win at the top 6 away from home. And the players went and dug the result out for him. And it wasn't a lucky win, it was a dominant performance.
Yeah, it was.
So he's probably looked at that and said, you know what,
I would have liked to
faith
see
in you.
I would have liked to have seen Pepe in there.
We all would have.
I would have liked to have seen Pepe start. I think he's contributing more now. He's
contributed more than Willian, hasn't he? If I'll be honest.
Yeah, I think William's in there for the balance, isn't
Yes, and the consistency, man.
This is the thing. I think we'll never be able to truly see it because I think Arteta behind the scenes, he's got numbers on their press, positions they take up, times that they win the ball. So, I mean, only a few weeks back, Lacazette had passed the ball to Willian 10 times. To Pepe and Aubameyang, it was 3 and 2. Like, clearly he offers something that Arteta really likes. And I'm with you guys. Pepe's got better end product. He looks more dangerous as a footballer. But I think there's like a specific function that Arteta's really keen on. And I think we just got to accept it.
I think Arteta has agendas for Willian. I mean, Pepe's not. I don't think even his final balls is better than Willian's. I know it's going to split decisions, but that tight, he crossed it last game. Pepe was scratching his head like, rah! And it went went wide and everything. I was like, nah. Yeah, fair play on Willian. And we all knew anyway.
By the way, the Man City Liverpool game is 2 minutes left on that. That's still 1-1.
That's a brilliant result for us, man, in the chase for the title. Yeah.
The chase for what? Right.
Listen, come on now. Can we also send a shout out? Can we also, please, I know it's not normal given we're an Arsenal channel, but also a massive shout out for Tottenham and their 33 minutes at the top of the table today. Well done, boys, well done. 33 minutes at the top of the table.
I'm not concerned with it, I'm concerned with us. We need to get a result there.
Oh, that looked a bit naughty.
De Bruyne a bit naughty there with a big challenge. Picking up some people, give us your predictions. MSA Siakar says he's calling it. He said a 3-0 victory to Arsenal. He's saying. So that's what he's calling. Martin Sheridan says 4-0. I think he's a bit high, some of these things. Connor O'Neill says swap Pepe for Willian and Saka for Lacazette. He said.
Lacazette's playing.
Yeah, I know, but he's just saying that that's what he would have liked to have seen. Liam Spinks says, how long has it been since we put out the same lineup 2 weeks in a row? That's a good point.
2 league games in a row.
James, come on, you're the...
Oh, God. I know I look like I'm there researching behind the scenes, I'm not.
Somebody here also, James, because you've become really famous for your stats, right? So Adam O is saying with a super chat, he says, can we get James to do a Runarsson versus Leno head to head, please? I might be able to do that one for you. Runarsson played 0. No, we get DT to do that one.
It's pretty simple, isn't it? Runarsson's played 1 game.
Clean sheet.
What do you want me to say?
Ryan Arsenal says
still less than Leno.
prediction 3-1. Jesus Marquez says 2-1 to Arsenal. Peter Encuzio is saying 1-1. Umar is saying 3-1 to Arsenal. Albs the Great says 4-1 to Arsenal.
Wow, people
right?
Big scores.
DJ Ray SA says I'll go for 3-1 to Arsenal. Sadiq says 3-1. Peter says 1-1. Callum Hayland, who by the way has a Chelsea avatar I can see, says 2-0 to Villa. Surprise, surprise. Right, the game's over. The Liverpool game. It's ended in a draw, 1-1 draw.
What's everyone's score predictions in here? What we saying? Talk to us.
Yeah, score predictions. James, we'll start with you.
1-0 Arsenal.
1-0?
1-0.
All right.
Yeah.
Where you go?
I said 2-1 from the beginning. I broke it down. I think we'll score from a set piece as well. And I think Aubameyang will be the one to score the... Yeah, I think
Well, I remember Aubameyang in that last game. Remember, he
free
got a lot of criticism because he was laughing with Mings. And then Mings spun off him and did the flicking for their goal. DT, what are you saying?
2-0. Clean sheet for Leno, mistake for Martinez.
I actually predicted a 2-0 as well. Lee?
2-1 Villa.
Really?
Reverse psychology. I said it last week, and I'm going through it again.
I don't like this reverse psychology stuff.
Honestly, like the expectation. I didn't have no expectations last week, and like it was good. I feel that Arsenal are going to win this game, but there's always that niggling feeling that they're going to let me down. So I'm trying to dampen my expectations.
Amory says, will we ever see James and Graham discussing stats? Coming soon. Graham's coming back soon. Big up Graham. I was chatting to him the other day. So enough love to Graham out there. Fiend says, hat-trick for Aubameyang today.
Oh, that'd be lovely.
That'd be great.
Hasn't really got going. I mean,
hasn't
got penalty last
I think
week.
this will be the game. I think this will be the game he will get going, in my opinion. But yeah.
We're at home, innit? We're at home, man. So
Would you like to see a hat-trick from Aubameyang or 2 goals from Willie?
I don't care. I just want to.
I don't really care. Leno can score. As long as we win the game.
I just feel like Willian needs to get going, doesn't he? You know, really needs a big game, I think.
I just think that result's worked out really lovely for us. Let's go and take advantage. You know, the most annoying thing is that if we go to that Leicester result, and I will go back to it, if we would have won that and win tonight, we'd be top of the league going into the international break.
Haven't even had any of all this Spurs stuff.
That's football, though, isn't it?
It's crazy, isn't it? But that just shows how unpredictable this season actually is. Have a look. We're sitting in 10th place now. We're on 12 points. An 8-0 victory will take us up to 5th. But look,
there's nothing in it, is there?
In reality,
I mean, Villa above us,
if we win today,
points.
we go into 6th place, level with Chelsea. And we're effectively, 3 points off top.
I wouldn't be angry.
And Leicester will be top, and the difference between us and them is they beat us, and not the other way around. Do you know what I mean? So that's how tight things are. And even when you look at going down to 15th place where Leeds United are, they're on 10 points. And then there's a big gap between everyone. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, Man United, look, you still can't see them on your phone when you look at the table. So
it's a marathon, isn't it? Not a sprint.
Exactly. It's where you are at the end of the season, mate.
Exactly.
But last season, normally you kind of see by this point a couple always steaming ahead.
Yeah, you just got to keep in touch.
So
it's top 4 is our aim this season.
We need to look at the big picture as well, and we are trying to get in top 4. We have played United away, Liverpool away, and Man City away. We've got the best defensive record in the Premier League at the moment.
We certainly wouldn't have had that over the last few years.
So if at the end of the day, at the start of the season, when we was looking at everything, saying, look, international break in November, if you can be in the top 6, best defensive record in the league, and knowing that we've been to those places away, I think all of us would have turned around and said, you know what, I'll take that actually. I'll take that.
If we win.
By the way, I think Josh, off camera there, you need to switch it to the box office. What I paid my big money for today.
Yeah, I can actually vouch. I saw Robbie.
We see the gold card, didn't we? We see it.
I paid my big money for that.
The only reason why I see it was because of the cobwebs and everything that were flying all over the place once he opened it.
Right, £14.95. They are actually going to be stopping it now, aren't they?
I think
That's the rumour, isn't it? They're going to be stopping
They
it
were like, nah.
after the international break.
They were like, nah, let Robbie just pay one more £14.95 before we stop that.
What's he doing? He can't find it. I did actually set it on I might have to come off camera. So can I trust the? No.
What do you mean no?
James, while I go and I just set up put the code for the box office. If you can take it away, because I can't trust this guy.
What do you mean you can't trust me?
I can't.
I can take it away.
I can't. I'm going to go and set it up so we got the box office.
Listen,
I'm going to pay my $14.95.
So anyway, Lee, what do you think about today's game then? What do you reckon? On an honest one, because I know you're sitting there and saying Villa and it's reverse psychology, but what do you reckon the score will genuinely be?
I think genuinely it'll be a tough game, but I think we'll win it 2-1.
Right, that's it. We're going to lose now.
Yeah, I know. And if we do now, it's all down to you because you didn't let James trade over.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm going to blame you for it.
You're going to blame me?
No, I think he's done well there, Robbie.
He's done all right there. Look, you can see. Look, you have purchased this event. Look.
Don Robbie, well done.
Your session's expired.
Your session has expired. Card has declined. That's it. They're not having none of it. Oh, he's got his login details.
Watch now. Let's do this.
Oh, this is better than the watch along.
Does that say Robin? I swear it says Robin
Yeah.
at the top there.
It is. Robin Lyle. That's why when he knows.
Yeah, we're in. We're only in. We're only in. Oh, look, box office, they have adverts as well.
Could you stretch the screen, please?
Unbelievable.
You know what I mean?
Money grabbers!
There we go. Stretch the screen. Lovely jubbly.
Lovely.
Go on then, James.
Oh, right, am I leading this now?
Yeah.
DT went to do it, and I was like, yeah.
I was like, no, go on, you can do it now.
Yeah.
I've done what I needed to do.
You've done your bit.
Yeah, I've done my bit. Go on, you can carry on now. Oh, look, he's back now. There we go. Back again.
Well, I had to look at the box office, isn't it?
I know, we was watching you just with your login details and everything. I'm going to sign in later.
you-
Go and get some
you
free
would.
movies. Get some
You
free
would. I can see you
movies.
doing that.
Do you know what I mean? He's going to get a bill later going like, you've ordered this.
That's only for one game, remember? You have to.
No, I'm ordering all the movies.
You pay for the.
I'm ordering all the movies on your account. You're going to have all these films running off your account.
Yeah, and I know what type of films, probably knowing you as well.
Hey, it can't be as bad as them CNN lot.
Herbie
Did
rides
you
again
see
and
that?
all that every minute, like, you know.
Hey, listen.
What CNN lot? What was that?
Did you not see that when they was covering all the presidential stuff the other day? They went to the news reporter on CNN.
Oh, yeah.
And Pornhub come up on his screen as one of his browsers, and he's got like a touch screen, and he's there like flicking it off screen, and then he's looking like, has anyone clocked that? And it's like, no.
You can't hide, you know. You really can't hide. When you're you can't hide.
Yeah, he was just looking like, please, not camera.
You know when we're doing
time.
our tactical pad. Well, I've got nothing to hide, but I'm putting it on flight mode because you never know what messages are going to come in or whatever. I'm like, I don't want to be interrupted.
Notification from Pornhub.
Do you know what I mean?
Anyway, let's keep this clean, man. I ain't about to get cancelled again.
Right.
Mind you, you're out of a job, innit, DT?
Who, me?
Donald Trump, innit, DT? Yeah.
Oh, mate. That's just poor banter, man.
I'm not leaving.
I'm not leaving.
I'm not leaving.
I'm not leaving. I'm not going anywhere. That's it. That would be my reaction as well.
Listen, let's go through that team again, because you know, for anybody who missed it, we're about less than half an hour away from the actual kickoff at the moment. But let's go through it once again. Basically, it's an unchanged team from the team that beat Manchester United last week. Leno in goal, Holding, Gabriel, Tierney, Bellerin, Partey. Fireworks going off. Elneny, Saka, Willian, Lacazette and Aubameyang. I think Saka is a very important player in a game like this because he's one of those players who can unlock things. And, you know, you saw last week in that game against Manchester United, again, he's that guy who can get the cross in and stuff like that. He's going to be vital today, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. I like Saka. I champion Saka.
And he allows Arteta to switch between that back five and back four, and he's that fluid player. He can basically allow him to do a bit of both, so you can see why he values him so much.
Lacazette, Lee.
Yeah, I thought he'd done all right against Man United. He deserves his spot in the team. I thought he played
So
well.
nobody's really in arguments about the team.
No, well,
You can see why he's done
you
it.
can see, yeah, I think that's right.
But at the same time, there's probably changes that you would like to have seen, like Pepe. But you can accept the reasons why he's done it. And when you look at it on the balance of it, yeah, they probably do deserve the opportunity given what they did last week. And I think Mikel's looked at that and said, look, I trusted you guys last week and you delivered, so go again.
And the team should be fresh, shouldn't it? Because only really Willian. He started the game in the week, but
And Leno.
nobody else really, did they? And Leno, yeah. So, and you know, Leno didn't really have a lot to do apart from, you know, the goal that he missed. So
That was an excellent free shot as well, by the way. Unbelievable.
now we had a debate on that on the night.
It wasn't a debate, it was just you talking at
Let
your
me ask you,
backside.
because these two guys weren't there on the night. They were watching it on the stream. Well, they came in via the stream after, so they weren't here in the studio with us. That goal, Leno, do you think he should have done better with that? The one against Mulder, or am I being too harsh?
No, I do think it was an error personally. Sorry, DT.
That's right. Robbie pays your wages, so I can understand. It's fine.
Guy, mate.
It's fine. It's
You would never just listen to
would've
the
got a
honest
better-
opinion of someone.
We would have got a better like analysis of it, or if we was doing fan cams outside of the stadium and it weren't your employees you were asking. It's cool. It's all right.
I think there are two errors, as I said on the fan cam. I thought he should have played short rather than went long. Where I'm being a bit harsh on him is it was a split second, but Sabah's pulled off, and I thought maybe he should have gone short. But then he was going long a lot more that game, so maybe it was an instruction. So can't really judge him too much on that, but I thought he should have gone short. And then with the effort from distance, I think he got there. I actually think he got there and went under. It was a good strike because it's low and it's in the corner. It's difficult to deal with. But I rate Leno so highly that I actually think he saves 9 out of 10 of them. So it's not me being critical. I think he's good enough to save that. That's all.
Yeah, it was the bounce that I think quite Leno, but he should have a finger to that. He wouldn't go in. So he should.
I already know what Lee agreed with me on the night as well. We both thought.
Do you think it was an error, Lee?
Yeah, I thought he should have done.
I'm with you. I think like for a goalkeeper of Leno's calibre, I expect him to save it. That's what I'm saying. So
it was still a good shot, though. That's not.
It's not that we listen, DT. This is where you get us wrong. Yeah, we're not doubting Leno. We like Leno. Leno is a top quality goalkeeper. He's class. Yeah, but when he makes a mistake, there's nothing wrong with saying he made a mistake.
He blamed Mustafi.
I will make.
Yeah, he blamed Mustafi.
He was miles out of position.
He blamed Mustafi for the goal. He had nothing to do with it.
I will. Listen, I'm the first to criticise a player when they make a mistake, and you know
Especially
I am.
the ones you don't like.
It doesn't matter who you are. Don't get it all twisted now and try and put this kind of like false image on that I only praise certain players because I like them or something. Because I've criticised every single player in that team if they've not performed, whether I like them or not. Aubameyang, all of them, criticised them. Leno criticised him before when he's made mistakes. Huh? When he made that mistake in the Europa League and you done the thing with me afterwards and I disappeared off at half time and had to go Harlow and I said it was a poor error. And he had one hell of a ropey game after that. I'll sit there and criticise players if there's issues. Mesut Ozil I back more than anyone, but yet I still criticise him when he's not played right or with certain situations. So there's this big kind of like false image that I won't criticise certain players because they've given me a shirt or I talk to them privately or whatever.
Does Leno DM you? Do you chat to Leno or not yet?
Chat to Leno all the time, man. Don't worry about that.
See? There you go. There
it is. I criticise him when he's done wrong. But at the end of the day,
they speak in German.
Nine. At the end of the day, nine. No, listen. You don't want to know about some of the things we say about him. But listen. In reality, it was a good shot. It hit just in front, skipped off the turf. If we had scored that goal, let's flip this around for a second. If one of our players, if Pepe would have done that, you would all be saying, what an unbelievable strike by Pepe.
A great
what a great... None of you would be blaming the Molde keeper.
No, I said on the day that I thought it was a great strike.
We don't care.
Yeah, we don't care about that.
No, because you wouldn't look at it, but you're looking too objectively at it now. It's always like, there's like this magnifying glass on Bernd Leno because of Emi Martinez. The reality is that Emi Martinez came in for 10 games, well done. He played 10 games in a consistent run and he was really good over 10 years. Let's look at the reality. He was at the club for more than 10 years and he'd had his first run he's played more games for other clubs on loan, sorry.
But is that down to opportunity though?
No, hold on, it's Bernd Leno. No,
Anthony Gordon here says, when DT falls in love, he falls in love.
Hold on a minute, let me wait there. Hello,
I love that one.
I'm live on air at the minute, I can't talk.
Yeah, that's probably him.
What do you mean you're trying to watch me and piss me off? Shut up! Go and see your mate with the green screen. And mate, do you know what it is? It's Flex. I saw that. Have you noticed, a week ago, no, hold on a minute, hold on a minute, no, you listen a minute. A week ago, I couldn't get through to you. Yeah. Your phone was engaged. Nobody knew where you were. I even had to get hold of your family to ask if you were okay. Piss off, you ain't asking me anything, go away.
We do phone-ins now.
Yeah, we do phone-in show. It's a phone-in show. It's a new feature, a phone-in show. No, he's ringing me back, go away. Do you know what I mean? Go away.
The thing is, DT, right? The thing is about today's game, whether you like it or not, right? There's going to be scrutiny on the two goalkeepers.
Yeah, there will be.
Because he used to play for us, because he done so well
I also
for
think
us.
it's our fans' fault why there's so much scrutiny on this.
I think it's natural.
No, it's not natural though, Robbie, because I think that this is the issue, yeah? So many this is my big issue. People are carrying on as though Bernd Leno was horrific before he got injured, and it was like a blessing that he got injured. Emi Martinez came in, done fantastically well, and then it's like everything Leno did, they've forgotten. He was the second best player of the team last year behind Aubameyang. When he got injured, everyone, and I mean every Arsenal fan, was in meltdown. Oh my God, what are we going to do now? Nobody wanted Emi Martinez in goal. We were talked about being linked. No, people were like, maybe we should give him a chance, he's been here long enough. But people were like, we need to go and get a goalkeeper. Then we were linked with Joe Hart. Yeah. And everyone was like, no, definitely not Joe Hart. But maybe someone else. And then there was talk about, what's his name at Real Madrid?
No,
is it Bravo?
Hold on. Wait.
There was talks about him being linked.
Emi Martinez has been in goal in the Europa League. And
yes, I know he had. But people still didn't
think
that he could consistently play in the Premier League over a period of time, at the period of where we were looking to try and mount a challenge to get in the top 4. It was horrific when Leno got injured, but all of a sudden, they've forgotten all of that. And the disrespect I'm seeing thrown his way by some of our fans, I'm not even calling them fans because of the way that they're disrespecting him. It's beyond disrespect. There's people out there, supposed Arsenal fans, who I genuinely believe would like to see Leno make a mistake today so it justifies their argument for Martinez.
Do you know where I agree with DT? Because if you preferred Martinez over Leno, even if it was only over 13 games, that's fair enough. It's your opinion. You see what you see and you like what you like. But I do think this Leno versus Martinez thing just has to stop now. And it actually is winding me up as well. We sold Martinez to 20 million. It went a long way towards getting the targets we wanted. Fine. But we've still ended up with on his day, world-class goalkeeper who's never really done anything wrong since he's arrived at the club. And it's really pointless. It's not like we can in January recall Martinez. Do you know what I mean? He's not coming back. It's done.
I think goalkeepers get a lot of scrutiny anyway. I think they do get a lot of it. Like when Cech came in, everyone was on him. I think they were on his back, if I'm honest.
Yeah, but he was poor.
Deservedly so.
Yeah, he was bad.
But I'm saying, but there's scrutiny when it
Doc
comes
Diablo
to
says, DT, Martinez played under Emery in the Europa League against big clubs. He was really good. People wanted Martinez even before Leno's injury.
Shut up. I'm not even sure. Wanted Martinez.
I'm not even sure that's true.
Get out of it. Get out. Was that a super chat? Yeah, cheers for the money. Thanks a lot.
Disrespect the man.
No, man. Sorry, no.
Sorry, Doc.
Yeah, mate. Absolute rubbish.
We apologise.
Absolute. They can apologise, but I apologise to absolutely nobody. I represent my effing self. Do you know what I mean? What is it Conor McGregor said? I'd like to apologise to absolutely nobody. Yeah, you lot can apologise. I ain't. Put a disclaimer at the bottom of the screen if you want.
Yes,
Brennan!
Can you put mute on?
Yeah, we're going to get noise complaints again.
If Leno hadn't made the mistakes, no one would be saying anything, would they? But the fact of the matter, he has made mistakes. That is why he's under scrutiny. If he had come in and done what Martinez has done in the first 10 games that he'd done, no one would be saying anything.
Let me ask you this question, Lee. Yeah? Had Martinez stayed, so the two of them, Martinez hadn't moved on, and you had the two of them there, who for you would have kept? Would you have said, right, he's got to keep the jersey?
Yeah, 100%. I believe in that. I believe if you're playing well, you should be keeping the shirt. It sends out the wrong message if you And listen, I agree to a certain degree what DT said. That game against Brighton, do you remember when he got injured? We was all devastated on the watch on because he was playing really well. And I don't forget, we have a laugh in here, but he made fantastic saves. I remember the Tottenham game, he made great saves and all that. We're not saying that, but what happened was Martinez come in and didn't put a foot wrong in the whole lot of those games, didn't make one mistake, and then he was bombed. Right, so I don't think that sends out the perfect message. It also sends out a message that Leno, I think personally, come back into the team and wasn't quite fit enough. Needed a few games. I think there's been a slow progression, and so that he's looking better every game. But I will say this about Leno. I've said it all along about him. As good as he is, he always got that error in him, and he has done all through his Arsenal career. So he makes some fantastic saves, and then he goes and just does that slight error. If he gets that out of his game, we are looking at a world-class goalkeeper. That's my opinion. I still
German
think he's a very good
international.
coach. Yeah.
Chris says with the super chat, he says DT is right. For some reason, I can't understand why people back Martinez at the expense of Leno's confidence. Seriously, whose side are you on?
There's a lot. I agree with that and all. There's a lot of people want to hate Arteta for some unknown reason and keep having a go at him. When we lose a game, you know, like certain people go and have a go at him. There's certain people who will have a go at Leno. But that has been happening with Arsenal ever since I've been supporting them. There's always been scapegoats. There's always been players that ain't been liked and whatever. That has been going on at Arsenal for a very, very long time. So the culture of Arsenal's always been that way. You know, that there are favourites and there's not favourites. And that's the way it is. And I think Leno is a very, very good goalkeeper. And listen, I don't think he's bothered what a few people on Twitter say about him, if I'll be honest.
Okay, let's get another, see if we can get this one up on the screen. It's about Aston Villa. Aston Villa are looking to win consecutive league games against Arsenal for the first time since December 1998, though both victories came at Villa Park. So, you know, it's going to be a tough game today. Going back on the game, it's going to be a tough game. And the player that we're really going to have to make sure we look after, the guy that really makes them tick, is Jack Grealish. If we don't handle Grealish well, we're in for problems today.
Yeah, we are. He's Sessa and I spent the week sort of breaking him down a little bit, and you think he probably does most of his best work outside the box, but 3 of his 4 goals have come in it. You know, he is unpredictable, and you look at his average positions over the last 6 games. You know, I mean, half of them he was playing as sort of their most central attacking player, and then in the other half he's their most advanced. He's so hard and so unpredictable. That's the thing with Jack Grealish. Yeah, he plays on the left, but he can do so many different things. And where Villa have given themselves a different weapon now is that, yes, when Grealish ticks, they play their best football, but you've now got Barkley and you've got Watkins, you've got John McGinn, you've got other, because McGinn was obviously injured for a lot of last year. So you've got a lot of players who, they score goals outside the box, Villa. Like they score different types of goals. They give you
Gonna
lots
have to
of
close them down. I'm gonna have to.
They give you lots of different problems, And if we mark Grealish out the game, that's not to say that they've got no threat. So this is going to be a difficult game.
Difficult game. Adamo says the biggest issue we have is Pippa is missing. Don't forget Pippa and Charlene. They will be coming to you guys after the game. They're going to be. They're not in the studio with us. We've had to have reduced numbers because of the lockdown. But they will be taking your comments and on everything straight after the game. Chris says the biggest issue we have is we're only using the left. That has been a big issue, although against United we mixed it up better, didn't we?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah, I was literally going to say that. We were focusing on the left, but when we did the stats, we looked at it against United, we were very actually well balanced. I was quite surprised by that. So yeah, I think Arteta's trying to use more of both sides.
Our penalty against United came from good football down the right.
Right, yeah.
So we're definitely improving down that side.
Yeah, Chris says I expect Arteta to plant El Neni on Grealish. Considering the way El Neni plays, he's the perfect player to run him out of the game. Grealish, the other thing about Grealish is he's one of them players that sometimes the only way to stop it, you've got to foul him.
Lift him up!
You foul him, yeah, you know what I mean? And then you end up racking up a lot of fouls against him, and you know.
Yeah, he's almost fouled, isn't he?
We're gonna have to. It's gonna be a tough game, but big prize if we win. I mean, it really shoots us up the table. We go into the international break on a real high. I mean, even that game, even though I'm not saying we're challenging these two, Man City and Liverpool, but that's a decent little result for us, isn't it? You know, so I mean, that Spurs one done my head in today. After they were struggling against West Brom, they got the winner. They did the same thing the other day against Burnley as well.
Yeah, and Brighton.
But it's going to be a good game. It's going to be a good game. I'm really looking forward to it here. Keep those comments coming in.
What I would say on this game as well, I think we can be so happy going into this international break if we are 3 points off top, a point off 4th, having the Etihad, Anfield, as DT mentioned, Old Trafford out the way, Leicester as well. We've had a really tough start, and squeeze in those Europa League games as well that we've had. I'm not saying they're games we should have won, but it just adds to the fixture list. Remember, we beat Leicester and Liverpool away from home in the Carabao Cup, so we're in the quarters of that. You can look at this and go, this is a really, really, really good start to the season. Some disappointing moments, But football this season has shown that you're going to get that. I think we can be really happy with Villa.
That's an interesting way to look at it. Good start. Would you say that, Lee? If we won today,
Well, I thought
it's a
I
good
was-
start to the season.
I thought I was talking to Ty for a minute there. Like,
Sorry. Was that a bit too positive?
if you look at it like,
James, don't give him that. Don't pay him with that brush.
if you look at it like that, it's a very positive way of looking at it. And I think it's a great point James is saying. If we win today, then then
that's
then I think that we can turn around and say it's been a decent start. So I do agree with that.
I'll tell you, I'm getting a lot of stick in here about Ziyech, right? I told you, some guy, I lost his comment, he said, Robbie, repent your sins about Ziyech, right? And then there's been other Chelsea fans on me right now. What it is, just to give you a bit of background on it, at the start of the season, right? I can't remember, I think it was in one of them super fan debates or whatever it was.
I know exactly
What
where
was
it
it?
was.
What was it?
It was on our podcast. And I just sat there like,
that was it. What did I say again?
You said that Willian was better than
No.
Ziyech.
So wait a minute. I did not say that. So that's what people say. What I said is, at this moment in time, right? I was saying I'm not unhappy with getting Willian because he's an established player. And I think at this moment in time, he's a better player than Ziyech because we've not seen yet what Ziyech is going to do in the Premier League. Ziyech has been excellent so far in the Premier League, so he is proving me wrong. So, but Ziyech is a quality player. So yes, Chelsea fans, he's playing well. He played well yesterday again, didn't he?
Yeah,
So
he was
he was
excellent.
looking good.
He was excellent
He's
yesterday.
playing good. So Chelsea fans,
Allow me.
I hear you. Yeah, but I'm thinking about Arsenal. William might turn up today.
But Ziyech,
No?
We need him to.
We needed to. We needed to beat the. It'd be nice if we beat the first man on the corner.
Oh, this guy says, I found out, I Want Candy says, I found out I contracted the virus on Monday. Hopefully the boys can impress me tonight and ease the pain somewhat, or they'll make it worse. Well, I hope they don't make it worse and get well soon to you,
get
mate.
well soon.
Sorry to hear that. Chisholm says, I back Leno now, but here is the fact. Martin is in his Arsenal form, 11 games, saves of the last goal. Oh, sorry, I'm a bit confused by what he said. So, he says, here's a fact. Martinez, in his Arsenal form, 13 games. What does he mean by that? Saves the last goal, Leno conceded.
He's going to give you a fact. He's going to give you a fact at least.
Cheers,
Make sure it's obvious.
I'm a bit confused by the fact, sorry mate, but
But I think he's saying Martinez done well in
13
his
games,
13
yeah.
games. Yeah.
last 13 games, yeah.
and then
And Roadrunner says, stop this stupid debate. Martinez is gone. Get over it. He conceded the most goals outside the box this season. Leno is class. He's our man. Back him.
yeah, fair.
What's his name?
That's the right attitude.
DT.
Yes, I was just doing on my phone. Super chat.
It definitely weren't Doc. I'll say that now.
No, it's Roadrunner. Roadrunner's name. His tag name. Listen, he is right. Leno is our guy. Martinez doesn't play for us.
Yeah, 100%.
Hold on.
But we are going to get the comparisons.
Whoa, Leno is my guy.
He's our player.
Not yours, he's my guy. Yeah?
He's got the pillow.
That's what the guy said earlier, isn't it? When you fall in love, you fall in love.
Yeah, too right as well. Coming to the wedding.
Bright MI says it's going to be an Aubameyang masterclass today.
Hopefully.
I actually agree.
Tyvis says
Hopefully
James
said Ty.
James' criticism is very constructive. I wonder if Ty's paid the $14.95 to us.
Was that a comment from
You know for a fact that Ty will be listening to this on his
Radios.
radios. He will have about 2 or 3 different commentaries going on.
And
it's like, he's the only person I know with, he's got 2 ears, but yet 3 sets of commentaries.
Was that a comment from Ty?
serious.
No, it wasn't.
What do you mean serious? What are you on about? The 2 ears or the 3 commentaries?
You can listen to 3 things at the same time.
Yeah.
Don't forget history, yeah?
Yeah.
Serious.
Yeah.
Speaking on top of it, no, forget
No,
that.
seriously.
Forget that.
Mate, honestly, he has a little pair of earphones, right, that go in, and then he has them big headphones that go over.
So he's playing something different.
Yeah, it's never the same. What he'll normally do is, one of the things he does do, if we're playing away from home, for example, and it's wherever it is, he'll get the commentary from that local area so he can hear the local commentary along with whatever other sports channels are available. So yeah, he will just do all them. He's mad. He's weird. I love the guy. Genuinely, I know me and him back up. I've known Ty over 20 years from Arsenal. And I still remember a game at West Ham away, not the one where he offered out the mascot, by the way, and the video went viral. He was offering out, what was he, Harry the Hammer is he called at West Ham or something? He was offering him out and saying about, you wouldn't do this against Millwall, would you? And there's a video of it that went viral. But we was at a game at West Ham, ironically, and there must have been 20 minutes of the game left. That was it, literally 70th minute or something. Next thing, Ty's come walking in the front row right by us. And I'm like, oh, what are you doing? Why are you so late? He was like, oh, I was on the bus. And I was like, right. And he was like, we were stuck in traffic. And I was like, where? And he was like, said the road. And it was just round the corner. And I was like, why didn't you just get off and walk then? And he was like, because I paid my bus fare. I was like, oh, you gotta be joking me. So we stayed on the bus till he got to the stadium and got off, even though he missed the first 70 odd minutes of the game.
People said thank you, that wasn't your fault. So big up. He's very positive at that.
Big up, Alan. He's unique. That's for
Alan
sure.
Malatta with a super chat. By the way, why are we still looking at City versus Liverpool?
They're not good.
Brennan!
Is this not the box office?
You ain't paid
Is this the box office?
$14.95.
I paid my money, man.
Yeah, it's the same.
No build.
No,
Imagine that.
They go straight onto it.
Yeah. Imagine that. You pay your money for something, and there's not even a build-up.
You've literally got to listen to him talk about the last game and then go, oh, by the way, Arsenal are playing. Here you go.
Literally.
That's ridiculous. There's no build-up.
Put a complaint in.
We're the build-up anyway.
So you're paying.
Call them out.
We're the build-up.
We're the build-up.
Call them out, Robbie. Call them out
Sky,
like
I'm calling you
EasyJet.
out.
Call them out like EasyJet.
I want my money back.
Yeah, don't worry about that.
If we lose, I want it back for sure. Oh boy, I'll tell you what. This guy says, Barden, he says, I feel this season for Reece Nelson. He didn't
He's
actually,
injured.
He must be injured because he wasn't even in the squad. But
Yeah.
who I feel for is Willock.
Same.
You know, I would have liked to seen Willock in the squad today.
yeah. What
'Cause
else has he got to do?
maybe he's injured. Because I'm like, I'm a bit surprised. It must be an injury, I reckon.
Yeah,
What's that ring in there?
What's that?
What?
It's him again.
Oh, Flex is calling you. Answer it.
Hello. Yeah, hi. Welcome to the show. What's your name? Who you? How you doing, Flex? And you're a Manchester United fan. How can I help you tonight? Yeah.
We are the build-up.
Oh yes, he's definitely paid the $14.95. Yeah.
Everyone's, what's wrong with everyone? Don't worry, he's paid it.
A two-part question. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Hey, listen. Don't you worry about that, mate. Don't you worry about my diamond socks. Hey, listen. Look at that.
With them granddad socks.
Diamond socks, yeah? Don't worry about my diamond socks, you know. Hey, listen, you see the Air Max 90s, the exclusives, yeah?
That's good.
You should have don't try this in my trainer collection.
No, Flex. No, he killed it with that.
You see this guy?
Killed it with that.
Hey, listen. Yeah, thank you so much for your question. Thank you so much for your question, Flex. It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you.
This show's great.
And I hope to see you soon. And I'll be round your house tonight, you prick.
Bring in Fodens. Bring in Fodens.
There's another super chat here from Dr. Diablo. He says, I miss Martinelli. And Leno's my guy, but let's be fair, Matt Macy's number one.
Don't start that, man.
Now, you know, I'm going to get you guys talking again, yeah, because I'm getting a bit concerned now about why we're not seeing. Because they don't show the. I know they don't show the build-up. Like maybe he's coming in now.
Yeah, it comes straight on, doesn't it?
Huh?
Yeah, it comes straight on.
Which makes it a bigger rip-off.
It's only 7 o'clock at the moment, isn't it?
Don't that make it a bigger rip-off that it just comes straight on and there's
it's
no
all about-
build-up?
It's all about the money, isn't it?
How they thought they were going to be able to do this, you know what I mean? I really say to myself, you know.
Well, they bowed to the pressure in the end,
thought
didn't
that
they?
14.95 was going to be acceptable to fans.
It's a liberty.
You know, it was an absolute liberty.
Comes out at 7:15.
7:15 kickoff.
DT, you're getting a lot of stock about these socks.
A lot of stock about the sock.
A lot of stock about the six.
Yeah, about the what?
I twisted it up, but about the socks, mate, you get a lot of stock.
Hey, listen, don't worry about my granddad's socks, you know. Listen, they're comfy.
Really legend.
You know about
Really
granddad's
says
socks,
Flex
innit?
a legend.
No, I don't know
Yeah, you
about
do.
Granddad's socks.
Brad
Stop lying,
says Flex
stop
is a
lying.
vibe.
I'm going to stamp on your toe in a minute. For anyone that don't understand the context, he's hurt his toe playing vets football, and I'm going to stamp on it.
And the guy wants to go straight to the That's a joke to him.
Iger says, nice spot though, the diamond socks, laugh out loud.
Hey, listen, man, not wrong my diamond socks. I like my diamond
There's
socks.
not a lot about. There's not a lot right about them. That's what I would say.
DPC says the granddad socks. Are they lucky socks?
Exactly.
Yeah, there you go.
Getting my little get it on, man. Get it waiting. I reckon there's going to be a few little moves later.
You
You
get a
know
lot
what
of
I
stick
mean?
about these socks, man.
I couldn't give a shit.
The whole
I couldn't
stream,
care less.
The whole stream has been taken over about these socks.
Do you know what? I'm going to bring out my own branded socks.
funny. That's funny.
Well, big up the Flex for bringing that up like that.
Do you know what I mean?
Well done, Flex. Well done.
More ammunition, Flex. Cheers, mate. Thanks. Right.
They're even put up fireworks because you're socks.
Exactly. There you go. Do you know what I mean?
Why don't you go and put them on the fire?
See the D. Hey, listen. Nothing wrong with them. Hey,
Penny for the guard. Penny for
nothing
the
wrong with
guard.
those socks, mate.
Penny for the socks.
The
Penny for
D,
the
the
socks.
diamond. D stands.
Anything.
D stands for diamonds.
YD1 says those.
Everyone just like.
Yeah, we're just slightly.
YD1 says those socks belong in a museum.
Yeah.
They're harsh on the socks.
Hey, listen, man.
Hey, you
What
think
about
what
my
his
socks,
pants
you know?
are?
You know what,
Yeah,
though? You know, if we
Jesus.
win this game tonight, you got to wear those every week.
Yeah.
Hey, listen.
They're giving you the lucky socks.
I have got the maddest array of socks at home. I'm one of them that can wear all them off-key socks. I've got so many off-key
I know,
ones.
you can see that.
I've even got. Has no one even noticed when I've come in here with bruised banana socks and all sorts before? Have they never even
You've not
noticed
been as
that?
ridiculous as him.
Nah, nothing wrong with them. Nothing wrong with them, man.
Nothing wrong with them. What are you
Next
doing?
game, watch next game. Now winter's coming. I'm bringing a dressing gown, slippers. I might even bring my neckerchief. Do you know what I mean? I'm going to put a neckerchief. I'm going to look like Hugh Hefner next watch along. Watch. Watch.
Oh, I should look forward to it.
Good. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, my God. Oh, boy.
What socks you got on, Robbie? Oh, we wearing ankle socks. They're boring,
That's what
man.
you wear with these sort of trainers, man.
Nah, man.
Put
Put a fresh pair of like socks on, a nice warm pair.
Trainer socks, man. That's what
I reckon they're not really trainer socks.
That's the
They're a
type of
little
socks
bit-
you wear with
they're-
these
they're
type of Flex.
Nah.
Can you confirm, please?
Not
that
when
my
you're wearing
socks-
jeans. You can wear them. You can wear them when you're wearing shorts.
Yeezys.
What do you mean you can wear them when you're wearing
But
shorts?
you got like jeans on, man. You don't
So?
need them on. Put a nice pair of
So?
socks on. Keep your feet
Suppose
warm.
if like I was sat like how you did and it rides up, then yeah, I'm wearing the appropriate socks and not.
No, you're not.
you know,
There's no
I'm
wrong with my
impressed.
socks,
I'm
man.
impressed the ankles aren't dry.
Wait, what you got?
Ankles ain't dry, bro.
You creamed your ankles, didn't you?
Ankles ain't dry.
You know.
Ankles ain't dry.
Black socks,
Yeah, that's all right.
Black socks to the black.
Black socks, Balenciagas. That's all
What you
right.
got? What are they
the
just
ankles.
plain ones?
James,
Are they
ankle
just plain white
socks.
socks?
Ankle socks.
Are they just plain white socks?
Lee, of course, we know he's suffering from his bad toe, but
Pair of Nikes.
Bit of Nike.
yeah.
Nice.
And you can drop those white socks with sliders.
Yeah.
And then there's you.
Yeah, white socks with sliders. Behave yourself.
I've got a bad toe.
No,
Oh,
I'm sorry. Now that is definitely granddad. White socks and sliders. Nah, man. Ain't no gangster about it. Listen, you shut up before I nick your hot cross bun. I'm coming for your hot cross buns, you know. Seriously.
I'm injured.
Watch. Listen, I'm gonna do a whole. Nah, man. Watch.
Now you're cheesing up the place.
Yeah. Good. Hey, listen. At least it's the right kind of cheese this week.
So they don't even fit right. You've got your toes poking out through them.
Don't worry about that.
They're not even the right size.
At least there's no holes. If there was holes.
You could have had holes in it.
Anyway, listen, get in
I actually
back.
don't know if there's any underneath. I'm not lifting my foot up. I'm gonna wait.
Don't take the risk.
No, I'm good. Woo!
But that's-
You got me panicking for a minute then. I genuinely started to panic. I was like, hold on a minute, have I actually got something? No,
JT
yeah.
Dehaney says DT call the fashion police.
Yeah, don't worry about that. Nothing wrong with my socks, man. I like my socks and they're comfortable and they keep my feet warm.
Charlie Fellows
This ain't
says
the fucking fashion
DT's
parade.
Charlie Fellows says DT's sock fashion left with Martinez.
I'm not laughing.
It's like Christmas present. We got you.
Listen,
we got you.
what, I'm going to bring out my own range of socks for Christmas.
They won't sell.
Yeah, they will. They will. I go, hey, listen, you'll wear a pair.
I'll tell you what though, as I said, if we win tonight, wear them all the time. Those will be the lucky socks. I'm serious.
But wash them though.
Wash them.
Do you know how many pairs of these I've got?
Seriously, like, yeah, we should beat Aston Villa socks on those.
A lot.
Colours.
I've got all.
You say
I
that,
love
you
socks.
say that, you say that, but Lee, we can't take them for granted.
No, you can't say it for granted, but if we want to be doing bits this season, you've got to beat Aston Villa.
You know, I've got about 8 pairs of slippers.
You're right. We have to
You
beat them.
proper live the granddad thing.
Yeah, man.
And the comfy and the.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, mad.
Don't make me pull out my neckerchief. Mate, listen.
He'll be bringing slippers next week, Rob.
I am. Which one shall I bring? I've got like the comedy ones. You know, like the Homer Simpson big massive ones. Wow. Right. I've got an Arsenal pair.
You just said that live.
Yeah. So.
Oh my god.
Let me go. Can I give everybody the team again?
No. Right. In goal, Homer.
In goal, Leno, Holding, Gabriel, Tierney, Bellerin, Partey, El Neni, Saka, Willian, Lacazette and Aubameyang. And on the bench is Rinison, Maitland-Niles, David Luiz, Xhaka, Ceballos, Pepe and Eddie Nketiah. There's one that I was thinking.
Are we playing the diamond?
Should we have left in Holding or should we have brought Luiz back?
No, I think give them the chance. They've done so well last week. You know
I like seeing Luiz in the back three. I think he does.
You know what it is with Luiz, right? It's his distribution of the ball. I mean,
it's an outlet.
He can find Aubameyang with a diagonal and stuff like that. Now we kind of. That's kind of.
We spoke about this in the pre-match build-up. Luiz is the guy that he pushes the ball forward for us. He's one of our.
He's a natural ball progressor.
Because the game I feel that the reason why we ultimately lost the game against Leicester was when he went off. Because that outlet was gone.
Yeah. And remember, without Xhaka or Ceballos and Luiz, that's 3 natural ball progressors not in the team. So someone's going to have to do that for us today.
Yes.
Look at that dynamic. It'll be interesting.
Is the game starting yet?
It's a big game for.
Why is there a helicopter outside?
What we got? What we heading to the game?
Can you open
got
up
the game
that?
coming?
Can you open up that first tab, please?
We've got 7 minutes.
We've got 7 minutes to kick
While
off.
we're waiting, can you open up that first tab?
No, don't be opening up my tab. Don't listen to this guy. That's one thing about this guy.
What is that?
He is the nosiest guy.
No, but what is that? All I can see is Robin. Keep things simple.
You like to.
I'm nosy.
You are the nosiest guy I've ever met in my life.
Oh, WhatsApp's next to it. Open that.
Right. But I'm getting worried why this is. It's always linking the. We got the game coming up?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm ready. We're ready for the game now. Let's
ready?
go. Let's get over to the game.
Robbie, what have you been buying on Amazon? Do you know so? What have you been buying on Amazon?
Let's go into the
Third
game.
tab.
Got to wrap up first.
So we're going into the game right now.
Office and products for the studio.
Office products.
That's the start 11 show.
That is a starting 11. We are about to go over to watching the game.
There we go.